Goed, julle, kom ons kyk gou dan na die addisionele notas vir die robot by Eerstelaan. Ek gaan nie weer alles verduidelik of lees en goed soos ons voorgedoen het nie. Hier is die gedig, die eerste helfte, tweede helfte, Engelse vertaling, tweede helfte van die Engelse vertaling, en dan kom ons by tema. Okay, so die tema, mense wat oorgelewer is aan ander se genade, so people are left to the mercy or the mercy of others. Die stemming is neerdrukkend, so the tone is depressing rather. It's not a very happy poem, definitely not. Die bou, the structure, 4 kwatryne en almal bevat paarrym, behalwe strofe 6 waar kruisrym voorkom. So 4 stanzas of 4 lines each. I'm lying to you. It's 8 stanzas of 4 lines each, except stanza 6, where cross rhyme is. Goed. If we then look at the notes. Goed, by die robot in eerste, okay, let's start here. Die spreker het self die gebeure sien afspeel, so we know from the speaker it is a third person narrative, it's not a first person narrative, so obviously the speaker saw what has happened. This is also more of an omnipresent speaker, because obviously he can see the thoughts of the beggar as well. He doesn't just see it, he knows all those things. So, hy sien die gebeure afspeel, he sees what's happening. Dit kan figuurlik beteken dat die blinde soos 'n robot gelei word. So if we're looking at the title, it can be seen figuratively as the beggar then is being led around like a robot. By die robot in Eerstelaan tells us exactly where everything plays off. Dit sê vir ons presies waar die gebeure afspeel. Then, die titel kan simbolies wees, so the title can be symbolic. Dieselfde gebeure kan in Tweedelaan of in enige straat plaasvind. So, Eerstelaan, it doesn't say that there's only beggars in First Avenue. This can be replaced by any other name. First Avenue, Second Avenue, Boomstraat, whatever else street, everywhere in the world this is happening. 2 pare voete girts oor die teer, we know it's 2 people. Girts we spoke about is klanknabootsing. Sy arm en sy lyf is so styf en so seer. Sy lyf is styf en seer want hy moes die vorige dag ook die heel dag staan, because he had to stand the previous day as well. His arms and his legs and his body and his everything is aching. And again we have the S alliteratie, S alliteration. Lines 2 to 4, so reels 2 tot by reel 4, beskryf die blinde se situasie. It describes the blind person's situation. Hy moet die tsotsi volg sonder dat hy 'n say het. So he has to follow this tsotsi without having a say in the matter. Then stanza 2, motors se band knars tot stilstand, die robot word rooi. We've got K alliteration as well, blikkie klingel. Klingel we spoke about is klanknabootsing, and then hy is honger, maar hy moet die hele dag sonder kos staan. It's that part about him smelling the fish and chip shop, but he has to stand there for the whole day. Then sy arms word gepluk en geruk, en hy skrik, toe sy voet dom oor 'n pyp eenkant toe soek. So rymwoorde skrik en soek beklemtoon hoe die blinde mishandel word. The pluk en ruk as well, of course. We spoke about the police in Deaton. Mishandle, it indicates how he is mistreated, by the way. Die tsotsi dreig om daar te los. So the tsotsi is threatening him directly here. I will leave you here. And the sis sound, like we said, the tsotsi is being compared to a snake. Sy hartklop vinnig soos die van 'n bang kind. Versieel 13, 14 en 16 beskryf die vrees van die blinde na die dreigement. So 13, 14 and 16 describes to us the fear that the beggar has after he has been threatened. Hy weet nie of hy ooit weer sy tuiste sal kan vind nie. The rhetorical question there, retorische vraag. He doesn't know if he will ever find his way back home if the Tsotsi is going to leave him there. Then we have klanknabootsing and klik again, indicates that the cars are driving away again. Die verkeer begin beweeg wanneer die lig groen word. And then we have the W alliteration and the double A assonance in the last one, emphasizing his fear. Then we said tring tring is klanknabootsing. It's obviously the bell of the bicycle. Die inversie beklemtoon die geluid. We spoke about the changing of the words so that it emphasizes the sound, because that's how he sees. We've got klanknabootsing and klik en skuur again. It's just not mentioned skuur, but it's there. En die verkeer kom tot 'n stilstand. It's kind of a repetition of line 2. En dan S-alliterasie beklemtoon sy aanhoudende pyn en ongemak. We spoke about that as well. The S-alliteration being a constant, or emphasizing his constant pain and discomfort. Then, if we look at cheer en dreun, both of them klanknabootsing, line 23 and 22 and 23, sorry. Wys die blinde se emosies en gevoel, so it shows his emotions and feelings. If he can only die, he will be free. Die veragtelikheid, the despicableness van die bendelid of die tsotsi kontrasteer met die broosheid van die blinde. So the despicableness of the tsotsi is then in contrast with the frailty of the blind man. Then, die leser ervaar die blinde man se aksies, so the reader experiences the blind man's actions there, or how the actions are happening, because he can hear the klingel, he can hear the duiwe wat koer, he can hear the kindjie wat jul, he can hear the piep sound, all of those things. Klanknabootsing again in klingel, koer as well, because it kind of, if you think about a dove, the coo coo sound that it makes is kind of the same. Die duiwe wat koer en die kindjie wat plesierig skreeu is in kontras met die situasie. Hulle klink almal gelukkig, maar die bedelaar is nie. So the sound of the pigeons or the doves and the child that is shouting happily is in contrast with the situation of the beggar, because they are all sounding happy, but he on the other hand is then not happy. If we look at the last line there again, hy wag vir die vrou om vir hom geld te gee, want hy hoor hoe haar dogtertjie haar ma daarvoor vra. So the child says, "Mommy, he's blind," and he knows, okay, here's money coming, so he's waiting for the woman to give him money because he heard the girl talking about him. Goed, then she says there, hier's nog vir jou 10 rand, gaan koop vir jou iets om aan te kou. So the woman gives him money to go and buy himself some food, maar die tsotsi lag, want hy gaan al die geld vir homself vat. The tsotsi is laughing because the money will be taken by himself. The beggar will see none of it. Goed, en dit is dan die einde van die addisionele notas. Onthou asseblief julle huiswerk en vra my as daar iets is wat julle nie verstaan nie. Cheers!